Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandgopal and you're joining us for our rolling coverage on Cyclone Biparjoy. You can already see from the images that we're showing you here that in parts of Gujarat, the coastal pockets, the impact of the cyclone is already being felt. But the worst is yet to come. And trust us here on India Today to get you every single update. Our reporters braving this inclement weather are getting you the updates, the ground reports to tell you what the situation is currently in the worst affected parts of Gujarat. I'm Akshita Nandgopal and over the next 1 hour I'll be running you through all the updates coming in on the cyclone. As always, let's begin with the headlines. Cyclone Biparjoy likely to make landfall between 9 to 10 p.m. Gujarat coast on high alert. NDRF and SDRF teams are on standby. India Today at Cyclone epicenter. We report amid heavy rains and gusty winds to get you the situation on ground.
In fact, look at the wind speed. It is very difficult to even face this. In touch Mandvi with Sanjay Kumar, I'm Akshita for India Today.
Cops recommend cancellation of POCSO against Bridge Bhushan. Say no proof in minors case. BJP MP Bridge charged with sexual harassment, stalking and outraging woman's modesty. One dead in clashes in Bengal's Chopra town. Clashes opened firing in North Dinajpur during nomination filing. Calcutta High Court pulls up the Bengal State Election Commission over the Panchayat poll violence. Karnataka Cabinet approves textbook revision. Hedgewar Savarkar chapters out. Ambedkar and Nehru added in the syllabus. India set to get Predator drones from the United States. Second mega defense deal after GE 414 fighter engines to be signed during the Prime Minister's US visit next week. From early this morning, the people of Gujarat have been feeling the full-blown impact of Cyclone Biparjoy with heavy rains, wind speeds picking up. But as I said earlier, the worst is yet to come because the cyclone actually makes landfall in just about 2 to 3 hours from now. And the Met Department thereby has said that the rains and the wind speeds particularly will pick up at that point. So far, we've been getting multiple reports and getting you images also of the kind of damage that's been reported to property. Fortunately, there have been no casualties because over 95,000 people have been evacuated from coastal regions and low-lying areas. Let me begin by getting you a roundup of all the images that are coming in from Gujarat. The Indian Coast Guard here has seen pulling up everything they can, using all of their resources to round up preparatory measures as they brace for Cyclone Biparjoy. It's going to be making landfall between Mandvi and Karachi. The wind speed could go up to 125 kilometers per hour. These are images from Rasulnagar in the Jamnagar area of Gujarat, where villagers can be seen tying ropes as a precautionary measure. It's a safety measure in the middle of the village to ensure that they can move to safer places during the storm in case their houses collapse. The holy town of Dwarka is going to see a maximum impact of the cyclone. A team of NDRF seen here rescuing people and moving them to safer locations as Biparjoy approaches closer. Let me remind you that it's not just Gujarat but parts of Maharashtra also that are feeling the impact of this cyclone. These images on your screens are from Maharashtra's Palghar, where strong winds and high tides are being reported and witnessed by the locals. An alert has been issued by authorities. Tourists have been asked not to visit beach areas. And here are some pictures of the cyclone in the Arabian Sea. They were clicked over 2 days from the International Space Station by a UAE-based astronaut. And these pictures show you the kind of cloud mass that's gathered and how this cyclone could really have a deadly impact and bring heavy rains. So as we continue to get you all the images that are coming in right now from different parts of Gujarat that give you a sense of how bad really this cyclone is. Remember that the wind speeds could touch up to 125 kilometers per hour. Our reporters on the ground have been getting you every single update, braving this kind of harsh weather to tell you what's happening in Gujarat. It's pretty scary out there because you can see in many of the reports that we'll show you in the next few minutes, our reporters are struggling to even stand by the sea. And that's why people have been told very clearly, advisories have been issued saying do not go anywhere close to the seashore. There are high tidal waves being reported. There's non-stop rain and also wind speeds picking up. These are images that we're showing to you right now from Dwarka, where you can see that, this is the level of wind speeds picking up. There is some damage to property that's been reported, but let me quickly toss this over to Brijesh Doshi. He's joining us live from Dwarka, this holy town, Brijesh, from early this morning, and you've been reporting there for the last few days, has been witnessing the might of Cyclone Biparjoy. What's the situation currently? Because in about 2 hours from now, the estimate is that it could only get worse. Brijesh, if you can hear me, can you tell us what's the situation currently in Dwarka? Give us a moment, viewers, as we try to reconnect with our reporters. You can understand the kind of difficulties they're having right now with the harsh winds around them to really hear what we're saying from the studios right now. But we'll try to connect with Brijesh and our other reporters to tell you about the current update on the ground. But in the meanwhile, as we tell you about the cyclone, the movement and what's really happening at this point, I want to run you through the current situation as far as the cyclone itself is concerned. Where is it currently placed? What is the situation right now? This is what the map currently looks like. Let me just zoom in for you here onto the cyclone to show you how it is at this particular moment. You can see that in fact at this band is what is going to be bringing the maximum rain and heavy winds for Gujarat. It's headed straight in this particular direction. What we're showing you right now is in fact the wind forecast. So you can see that it's moving closer and closer. 9 to 10 is when actually this particular cyclone will hit. That is, it will make landfall. So let me show you in fact what the trajectory actually looks like at this time. So you can see this particular area which has been highlighted here. Let me zoom out a little for you here and show you this particular area that's been highlighted. It's called a cone, and this entire area across India is going to feel this cyclone's impact. Obviously, once it comes to this area, which is by Monday or Tuesday, it will completely weaken, completely decimate. But at this stretch right now, and let me just zoom in here for you to show you where it is located currently. You can see that the cyclone is moving right now. It's hit parts of Gujarat already. But the reason we're saying that the cyclone is yet to make landfall is because the eye of the storm is still making its way in, and that's when wind speeds could really pick up. I want to hand this across now to Brijesh Doshi, who's joining us live from Dwarka. Brijesh, good evening. I hope you can hear me. Can you tell us what's the update where you are?
Akshita, definitely I am able to hear you, but the situation right now here is not so normal because the cyclone is coming towards the Kutch, and the effect of cyclone is showing up here in the Dwarka. See, the structures are collapsing, and this kind of heavy wind has affected so many residential buildings as well. So trees are fallen, structures are collapsing, and everything is disturbed because of this heavy gusty wind. We are unable to stand at one place because of this heavy wind. Advisory has been issued for the media personnel as well, but still this is the situation right now at the ground, that no one is able to stand steadily here because of the gusty wind. The wind speed is almost more than 70-80 kilometers per hour, and that is the reason that this kind of damage is happening in Dwarka itself. Though a cyclone is not coming to the Dwarka, it is going towards Kutch, Jakhau. Still the effect of cyclone is very much here, very severe here, and that's why the power supply of Dwarka has not been restored yet. They will wait for the next 24 hours to restoration of the power supply. So this is the current situation right now, where one is not able to stand properly.
Brijesh, stay safe out there. I can understand how challenging it is for you to report from that particular location. But Brijesh, what's the alert from the Met Department? Is it going to get worse now in the coming hours?
Definitely, it is going to be. It is definitely going to be worse because of the cyclone is coming towards the Kutch and Dwarka, near Dwarka's coast. So right now the wind speed is less than 80, but in coming couple of hours it will be increasing to 100 kilometers per hour. So this will damage more. This will damage building properties, residential properties as well. So this is going to be happen here. Sea is totally rough right now. No one will be able to stay there near the sea area. So this is the situation right now. Camera person is also not able to stand properly. So this is the effect of the cyclone here, and this shows the severity, the damage that is going to be happen in Kutch as well, because the cyclone is hitting the Kutch where there are big ports are there. So Kandla, Mundra, Mandvi, Jakhau, these are the ports which are going to be affected by the cyclone.
Okay, stay safe out there, Brijesh. I'm going to give you a moment to catch your breath, particularly because I can see that the winds speeds are really picking up behind Brijesh as well. Let me get you some of the reports that Ashutosh as well as Gopi Manyar have filed for us. They're also at these very points where you're going to be seeing the maximum impact of the cyclone being felt. Ashutosh filed this report for us a few hours ago, where you could see that the wind speeds were picking up. He was struggling to stand where he was as he reported for us. Let me get you some of those dramatic reports.
And it's a pre-impact of Cyclone Biparjoy, which has hit the coastal line of West Gujarat in West Kutch. And this is Mandvi port. And it just started 5 minutes ago. Now, literally, standing against this current, massive wind speed is next to impossible. And you see the creek right behind me. Just an hour ago, almost, there was a clear surface visible. The water level is barely more than 5 to 6 feet, but all you see now, totally a rough ocean with a high current. And all of a sudden, this just started barely 5 to 10 minutes ago. All of a sudden, like someone pushed you. So literally, you know, it requires really a resistance to face this kind of wind speed. Though there is a prediction by the Met Department, the cyclone will slow down up to around 10 km per hour. So even in that case, the maximum speed will be 130 to 140 kmph. But you see, this kind of situation, almost the village across this creek of Mandvi, everything is now invisible. So that is how the impact of a pre-cyclone landfall is quite seen here in Mandvi, the part of Kutch, which is going to be the epicenter of this tragedy, as the eye of the storm will be passing through at far distance from here. But the radius of the ice storm is literally bringing havoc. At Mandvi with Sanjay, I'm Akshita for India Today. And the pre-impact of this landfall of Cyclone Biparjoy is already visible in parts of Kutch and Mandvi. Almost everything goes invisible now. The creeks, very rough ocean, and the wind speed. This is literally going to create havoc in this region of Kutch. In fact, even standing at this place is next to impossible now. I can see the weather has deteriorated. All machineries are on standby. Quick response team will be at its station. In fact, look at the wind speed. It is very difficult to even face this. In Kutch, Mandvi with Sanjay Kumar, I'm Akshita for India Today. जहाँ मैं खड़ा था, यहाँ ये लगभग तटीय इलाका है, ये क्रीक है. दरिया का पानी यहाँ से होकर गुजरता है, यहाँ नाव खड़ी होती हैं और यहाँ काफ़ी कुछ देखने के लिए होता है. लेकिन अब यहाँ सब कुछ इनविजिबल है और ऊपर से पानी जो है इस क्रीक में, इसका करंट है वो बहुत ज़्यादा है. 5-10 मिनट पहले ही ये शुरू हुआ और ऐसा लगा जैसे किसी ने धक्का दे दिया हो. लोग खड़े और पूरी ताकत से कोई आपको धकेल रहा है. इस हवा के सामने इंसान का भी खड़ा रहना मुश्किल है. आप ये समझ सकते हैं कि जब इसकी रफ्तार 130 से 140 किलोमीटर प्रति घंटे के हिसाब से आगे बढ़ेगी तो स्थिति क्या होगी. अभी तो सिर्फ समझिए कि 3 बजने में काफ़ी समय है, उसके पहले जो शुरुआत हुई है, अगर वो इतनी भीषण है तो जब ये लैंडफॉल होगा, ये दोस्तों इस इलाके से गुजरेगा तो अपने साथ किस तरह का प्रकोप लेकर के आएगा। ये जो तस्वीरें देख रहे हैं वो बेहद भयावह है और इसी के लिए आप समझिए कि सरकार की ओर से, प्रशासन की ओर से वो तैयारियां की गई थी। बरसात की थपेड़ी, ये जो बूंदें गिर रही हैं, ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे पीठ पर कोई हंटर मार रहा हो। ये मोटी जैकेट के बाद ये हवा जो है, ये जो इसके साथ जो बूंदें आ रही हैं वो चोट पहुंचा रही हैं। तो अभी तो सिर्फ ये प्री पैक्ड है, हालांकि जैसे अचानक से फिर बरसात बंद हुई है, लेकिन हवा काफ़ी तेज़ है और ये जब जैसे जैसे अपनी इंटेंसिटी आगे बढ़ाएगा लैंडफॉल के करीब जाते जाते, तब हालात और असामान्य होते जाएंगे। मांडवी कोर्ट से संजय कुमार के साथ मैं आशुतोष।
And let's get you all the details you need to know about this cyclone as it's set to make landfall in a matter of 2 to 3 hours from now. Biparjoy essentially means disaster, and this was the name that was recommended by Bangladesh. We've of course spoken about this in great detail of how really the names of these cyclone is chosen by the Met Department. It's expected that this particular cyclone could cause massive damage. The landfall is expected to happen in a few hours from now. And Gujarat for the last 20 years hasn't witnessed a tropical cyclone like this one. Most of your cyclones and depressions and systems are formed in the Bay of Bengal. This one, of course, is in the Arabian Sea. And that's why nothing is being left to chance. You've got 17 NDRF teams who've currently been deployed to different parts of Gujarat. And we've been getting you all of those images of these NDRF personnel already in action, evacuating, ensuring all steps are taken to ensure minimal casualties are reported. At this point, over 74,000, that number has gone up to 95,000, by the way. 95,000 people have been evacuated so far. A red alert, of course, has been sounded in different parts of Gujarat. Let me hand this across now to Saurabh Bhaktania. He's joining us live from Jamnagar in Gujarat. Here too, there's a red alert that's been sounded. Saurabh, what's the situation currently? I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're safe. Wind speeds have been picking up, at least looking at the reports that your colleagues have filed.
Well, Akshita, the situation is very much difficult here in Jamnagar. The speed of wind is extremely high, and right now just there is a call to NDRF and district officials over here. Look at this. This is a huge tree which has completely fallen down. Look at the visuals right now. We are breaking exclusively on India Today. These are the visuals right from Jamnagar. This is the Bed area, and this is the electric pole and the huge tree which has directly fallen on this house. Look at the visuals over here. What we have been told that yes, there were few people which have been evacuated on time. There are some injuries, but right now the wind is at very high speed. The situation is very difficult at the moment. What the officials are telling us that it is now that all the people should be inside. This was a huge tree. These are the farms over here, and on this particular road, this is the huge tree which is located, and it has completely fallen down on this particular tree, this particular house. There is also a bike which has come under this particular tree. This is the electric pole, Akshita, which too has fallen down. Look at the visuals over here. In line, you can see all the trees have fallen down. So wind has taken a huge speed over here in Jamnagar. It may not be raining, but the wind speed is very high. Now, let me show you more visuals over here. Ask my camera person, Vaibhav, to show you that this crane came over here to rescue the people over here. They were here to remove these trees and to rescue people, but that crane is now stuck. Now, there is another crane which has been called by the official. First, this crane will be removed, after which this road will be opened. Look at this. The road is completely blocked over here, and many such calls the NDRF teams are getting, Akshita. Let me tell you, there are over 2 teams of NDRF and SDRF and the government officials who are present over here. They're continuously getting calls that trees are falling, the electric poles are falling, and this is just the beginning, Akshita. Let me cut across the visuals once again. That just see that how huge this tree is, and it has fallen on this particular house. This is the house of a farmer. behind this is the farm, and this is the house of the farmer.
Saurabh, you know, you're right when you say that the worst is yet to come, and already this is the kind of damage that's being reported. Fortunately, in that particular property from where Saurabh is reporting, there were no people inside, so no casualties that have been reported. Most of these places have been evacuated. And as Saurabh continues to report for us from Jamnagar, I want to bring in also Ashutosh Mishra. We're ensuring that we get you reports from every single district of Gujarat that's been issued a red alert by the Met Department. Ashutosh, you've been reporting for us from Mandvi. Tell us the situation right now, because you got us some scary images earlier, Ashutosh, of how the wind speeds were picking up, and we could see how you were struggling to stand there even.
Well, Akshita, that was just a trailer. Imagine, because the landfall hasn't taken place yet, and by the time it happens, and by the time impact with its peak velocity comes to the coastal area, that will be again in certain hours. So what we believe that during midnight people will be totally asleep, and when they wake up in the morning, then they will see the devastation brought by this cyclone. And here, what you see, I can see there is one of the most famous Swami Narayan temple in Mandvi. Look at this is the inner roof of this structure. That's a prayer hall, and this is what the wind has created. Since afternoon there have been literally high speed, high velocity of the wind, and one after one the sheet of the metal sheet is falling down. So there was a warning quite that those are the kacha structure, not really very strong, not very concrete one, could probably be impacted by this. And here what we see, though the rain shower downpour is on and off, but the velocity, the wind speed is quite high since morning. And as with the coming hours, when the cyclone will approaching to the close proximity of the coastal line, then probably after 10 or 11 o'clock we will have the highest speed, and perhaps by early morning we'll have the peak velocity of the wind here approaching to the coastal line, and that will probably trigger, though there have been some uprooting of the trees, certain incidents, but there is no casualty reported so far. There is no electricity in the entire region of Mandvi. Even at certain places where essential services are being carried out, they have maintained with the generator sets, but for now there is no electricity. The people are in the safer places. They're ensuring food and medicines reaches on time. Even we are struggling to maintain our batteries backup, but that's really gonna be really very challenging task, and this is gonna be one of the longest night for the people of Mandvi. They never suffered through such cyclone, and as now the scary images since morning they have been seeing on the television, one can really anticipate that how it's gonna be really for the next few hours.
Let's hope for the best, and let's hope it stays the way you mentioned, Ashutosh, about no casualties being reported so far. Of course, power being snapped off in some of the districts where there's a red alert issued, largely a precautionary measure, because with the cyclone, it's not so much about the rain, but largely about the wind speeds and the kind of damage that can cause, which is usually property damage. We're going to continue getting you ground reports. Ashutosh, Gopi, Brijesh Doshi, Saurabh Bhaktania, all of them fanned out across coastal Gujarat to get you reports, live updates on the cyclone's movement. Remember, 9 p.m. is when it makes landfall, and here on India Today, we're putting our focus on Cyclone Biparjoy and getting you those live updates. On the other side of a short break, we continue our non-stop broadcast.
Stones pelted, cars smashed, lathi charge by police. Bengal is on the edge as it heads for the next panchayat elections. Several TMC workers were injured in clashes with the ISF in Bengal's South 24 Parganas.
Bombing had happened, crude bombs were hurled over here. This is what it's being stated by the locals over here, the ISF workers over here. It's the 5th day of nominations, and yesterday there were reports of violence in Bhangur 1 in South 24 Parganas, in Bhangur 2 rather, in South 24 Parganas, and today we are here at Bhangur 1, where there has been numerous instances and reports of violence.
The situation remains tense in South 24 Parganas as several people were also injured in the political clashes that broke out.
bricks were pelted at it. It's completely, the windscreen is completely vandalized. Even over here, if we look at it, there are the byproducts of the broken window screen, which is still inside this particular vehicle. This was being used to ferry police officials. Over here, there has been instances and reports of crude bombs being hurled on each other. That is the ISF and the Trinamool Congress. This is what both of them have alleged.
BJP workers clashed with the state police in West Bengal's Bankura. The BJP accused the state police of stopping its MLA from filing a nomination. The atmosphere remains tense in parts of Bengal. Police detained 8 people with a bucket full of bombs in Bankura. The BJP attacked the Mamata government for failing to restore peace, even drawing parallels between the Bengal poll battle and the Russia-Ukraine war.
कल भी भांगुड़ में हम लोग देखा है बमबाजी हो रहा है, आज भी बमबाजी हो रहा है सुबह से। ऐसा तो लग रहा है कि हम लोग रशिया या यूक्रेन में हैं। और ये जो बुरी सिचुएशन है, इसका दाय ममता बनर्जी को लेना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि वो पुलिस मंत्री है और आपका अगर थोड़ा सा भी शर्म हो, आप रिजाइन करिए।
ये सब गुंडा तृणमूल का नहीं, ये बीजेपी का दलछूट हुआ, कांग्रेस का दलछूट हुआ गुंडा। उसको काम है तृणमूल का शरीर पर काली का दाग लगाना, वो कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वो पकड़ जाएगा जल्द से जल्द। लेकिन इतना शांतिपूर्ण आसानी से पीसफुल चुनाव होगा, ये 50 साल में कभी नहीं हुआ।
The Calcutta High Court has directed the Bengal government to call in central forces for assistance. Will this move help to ease the tension in the state, which remains on edge? With Suryagni from South 24 Parganas, Bureau Report, India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Welcome back. You're joining us on our rolling coverage of Cyclone Biparjoy as it nears closer and closer to the coast of Gujarat. So which are the worst affected parts as per the Met Department? Well, essentially there's the Kutch region, which is here in northern Gujarat, and the Saurashtra region along the coast, as you can clearly see, of the Arabian Sea, is the parts that will be worst affected. So in Kutch, there's an alert that's been issued for wind speeds reaching up to 125 kilometers per hour. In the Saurashtra region, let me run you through some of the districts that have been issued a red alert. Dwarka, the holy town, has already been seen wind speeds picking up. There's a red alert issued there. Porbandar, another coastal town, also for obvious reasons, has a red alert issued from the Met Department. In Jamnagar, where we've been getting you constant ground reports, the wind speeds are slowly picking up. It's a bit more interior, but the coastal regions will face the brunt of it. Rajkot district also has been issued an alert because as the cyclone moves inward, it will bring in more rain. Wind speeds will pick up in these districts as well. In Jamnagar as well, you can see that there's an alert that's been sounded because as in fact the cyclone hits in the northern parts, the outer bands will bring rainfall and wind speeds picking up in these areas as well. Morbi in Gujarat, there's another district where there's an alert issued by the Met Department. So these are the districts essentially where the Met Department says there will be maximum impact of the cyclone. And in all of these districts, we've got our reporters fanned out to tell you what the situation is. For all those of you who live in these areas and are wondering about the situation, we've got you covered here on India Today as we put out all the advisories, alerts from the Met Department, and also our reporters on the ground braving the weather right now get you ground reports. Here's one filed by Gopi Manyar.
किस तरीके से हवा की रफ्तार यहाँ पे चल रही है, हम खड़े नहीं रह पा रहे हैं। लगातार आप एक बिल्डिंग के सामने आ गए हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पे खड़े रह पाना, आंखें खोल पाना भी मुश्किल हो रहा है। और क्योंकि आपको दिखा दूँ, जिस तरीके से यहाँ पे कुछ भी दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है। आप 100 मीटर को देखेंगे तो 100 मीटर 100 मीटर तक का भी विजिबिलिटी नहीं है। यानी जिस तरीके से हवा और बारिश ये दोनों हो रहा है और चक्रवात का जो असर है वो अब धीरे धीरे दिखना शुरू हो चुका है। ये मांडवी का जो पॉट इलाका है वहाँ पे हम इस वक्त मौजूद हैं, लेकिन सामने कुछ भी दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है। पूरी तरीके से इमारत तक को देख पाना मुश्किल साबित हो रहा है। देखिए, ये अब साइक्लोन का जो असर है वो धीरे धीरे शुरू हो गया है और 12 बजे हाई टाइड होगी। अंदाज़ा लगाया जा रहा है कि जहाँ पे इस वक्त हम मौजूद है, पॉट का इलाका, वहाँ पे समुंदर का पानी आ जाएगा। कम से कम 7 से 8 फीट ऊपर हम लोग खड़े हुए हैं। तो यहाँ पे जब समुंदर का पानी आ जाएगा तो हम लोगों को भी बोल दिया गया है कि मीडिया उस साइड नहीं जाएगी जिस साइड समंदर है। लेकिन ये सामने का इलाका आपको दिखा रहे हैं जहाँ पे इस वक्त तेज़ हवाएं चल रही है। देखिए, ये हवाएं इतनी ज़्यादा है कि बिल्कुल खड़े नहीं रह पा रहे हैं। लगातार यहाँ पे सब कुछ हिल रहा है और पूरी तरीके से आपको ये एहसास हो जाएगा कि किस तरीके से चक्रवात जो है वो मांडवी के आसपास के इलाके में यहाँ पे पहुँच चुका है। उसका जो इम्पैक्ट है वो देखना शुरू हो चुका है।
India Today team has reached in the coastal areas of Jamnagar, wherein in just few hours from now, the cyclone Biparjoy is going to hit the coastal area. Look at the current situation over here. The wind speed is so high. Here you can see in the visuals that these are the boats of the fishermen who are tied over here. These are the huge ropes, and with the help of rods over here, this all boats are tied over here. There are several of boats which are kept at the safe place, and all the fishermen are now gone back to the safer place at the shelter homes which are made at a different place in the villages.
So those are some of the reports that we've gotten for you here on India Today. We're going to continue getting you live updates as well. But in the last few hours, what's been the situation in Gujarat? That'll give you a glimpse of what's going to come also in the coming hours. Let's get you some of those images. Let's tell you first the situation in Mandvi district, where heavy rainfall and high tides rocked the district. This is in the Kutch region. NDRF evacuation process also continues in full swing. 4 NDRF teams have been deployed in Kutch. Meanwhile, in Jamnagar, trees have fallen on the main highway that leads to, in fact, a government hospital. The devastating impact of the cyclone is clear in some of these images, and the worst, let me remind you, is yet to come. Another image from Jamnagar, where you can see massive gaping holes forming on the city's main roads as a result of heavy rains accompanied by these winds. Walls have come crashing down, trees have fallen. The MLA himself is taking stock of the situation because these massive potholes has led to traffic congestion. There's a concern that vehicles could sink right in. Now, as we told you, it's not just Gujarat but also Maharashtra, Palghar, Mumbai have been witnessing heavy rainfall and high tides. Maharashtra also has been issued repeated advisories from the Met Department. With the cyclone expected to make landfall any time now, about 15 ships and 7 aircraft, including 4 special Dornier and 3 helicopters, have been kept on standby at the Coast Guard station in Daman. High tide has hit coastal areas in Daman as well. These are images that we're getting to you from Daman of massive waves that in fact were lashing the seafront, strong winds, rough sea conditions as you see on your screens. In Gujarat's Valsad, you can see the impact of the cyclone. Strong winds, heavy rainfall that's been reported. Wind speed is expected to pick up to almost 125 kilometers per hour in many of these districts. Home Minister Harsh Sanghvi is on the ground tracking the situation. He was seen visiting the seashore, talking to people, getting details from officials on how prepared the state government is, particularly in Dwarka. These images explain to you the impact and power of the cyclone. Strong winds in Gujarat's Pathan blew away the roof of a car parking lot, and this took place even before the cyclone makes landfall in Gujarat. Mumbai as well, you see high tide being reported due to the approaching cyclone. At the gateway of India, there were sea waves washing off the shores. And as we get you these images, we're putting the focus firmly on what's happening live right now in the coastal parts of Gujarat. Let me cut across to Gopi Maniar's live report.
गृह मंत्री ये दोनों ही लगातार इस पे पैनी नजर रखे हुए हैं, तो कहीं पे भी अगर रेस्क्यू की जरूरत होती है तो सारी एजेंसी के साथ कोऑर्डिनेशन के साथ ये सारी चीजें किया है।
Gopi is reporting for us there. You can see that while the rain has stopped, there's still, in fact, a lot of, wind speeds picking up in these areas, which is expected in a cyclone. As I said, it's not really about the heavy rains, but rather about the gusty winds that causes a problem, which is why you've seen these mass evacuations taking place in the coastal regions, with officials knowing that in this kind of a circumstance, in these kind of cyclones, it's maximum damage to property that's reported, as a result of which people who are living in homes that are old, in old properties, people who are living in fact, these kacha homes, all of them are in danger. That's why they've all been moved out. A whopping 94,000 people, and over that, by the way, have been evacuated from different parts of Gujarat. So officials have left nothing to chance, and let's hope that all of their efforts actually pay off and that we don't see any casualty count being reported after this cyclone hits. Well through the night, you can expect the impact of the cyclone to be felt in parts of Gujarat. So tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up to all of the images right now that are coming in. These are images, and let me just show you some of the images that are coming in right now from Mandvi. These are live shots that we're showing to you on your screens, where you can see that in fact it's completely shrouded in clouds, and there's heavy rain that's being reported in some parts. That's accompanied by also these high wind speeds, heavy winds that are being reported in these areas, which is the biggest concern right now. Mandvi is one of those districts that's been issued a red alert by the Met Department. Let's cut across to a report by Ashutosh Mishra. This is live. We'll get to a report by Ashutosh in just a bit. We're going to try and reconnect with all of our reporters who are out there. As the wind speeds are picking up, it will be a bit difficult for us to reconnect with our reporters, but we're going to try and get you all the live updates on Cyclone Biparjoy. Let me remind you again, the landfall is expected in a few hours from now, and because of that, the situation from this morning to this afternoon to now, things are getting from bad to worse as far as the rains and wind speeds are concerned. I'm slipping into a very short break. We'll continue getting you those live reports in just a few minutes from now.
Invicto is coming up. Tell us the first thing. What does it mean by Invicto? Is it like the brother sister of Innova, or what is the strategy behind it?
No. Of course, it's a brother sister of Innova, High Cross. But the name Invicto is comes from a Latin word which is invictus, and that means unbeatable, invincible. And since this car has everything, great comfort, great experience, great drive, good tech, great features, therefore we thought that a name like Invicto will be quite appropriate.
All right. Shashank, give us those details, the key important details that you can share as of now of the Invicto, the pricing strategy, the details of the vehicle, the platform, and where will be manufactured.
There's only a limited information I can share at this moment because we have a actual launch planned on the 5th. I can say one launch is on 5th of July. The bookings we start from 19th June, that is next week onwards. It's a premium product. It's got that hybrid technology, the strong hybrid. And this is also our first foray into that segment. And we are enthused with the fact that while our market share in the less than 10 lakh rupee category is obviously very strong, 60% market share or thereabouts, in the 10 to 15 lakh category also, Maruti Suzuki has become the market leader last year with 26% share. And this year it has gone up further to 30%. So we are now getting into this new type of segment and new type of consumers and we are quite excited that if we do it well, then we should be able to make our footprint strong in this segment as well.
Is for the first time venturing into a 20 lakh plus segment vehicle. How does it feel for a Aam Aadmi vehicle to offering premium products and a premium SUV and an MPV for the first time? What is the company thinking, and how confident are you of good sales numbers in that segment?
Yeah, so that Aam Aadmi that you were saying, the thing which is that less than 10 lakh, although, car ownership in India itself is not the Aam Aadmi thing, but within the biradari of car owners, if you can say 10 lakh, below 10 lakh is Aam Aadmi, then we were already sort of in the Khas Aadmi category already, as I just mentioned, the 10 to 15 lakh and thereabouts with our Vitara, which is doing very well, with our XL6, Ertiga, and so on. So this is like Khasam Khas, greater than 20 lakh. So from Aam Aadmi to Khas Aadmi, who has accepted us, and now Khasam Khas is what we are going to get into. So hopefully we will, that Khasam Khas category will also accept us. But by the way, we are already, our Nexa, this vehicle will be launched through the Nexa channel. And the product itself have got that premiumness, and it's not luxury, but what is known as affordable luxury. So from a affordable category to affordable luxury category to now something which is like it can be bracketed into modern or contemporary luxury sort of vehicle. We are getting into that category now.
Quality today. In Delhi, 156. In Mumbai, 55. In Kolkata, 88. In Bengaluru, 36. In Chennai, 101. In Hyderabad, 45.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mode.
Let's get to the big breaking update that's coming in. As you can see from the map behind me, the cyclone has now officially made landfall in parts of Gujarat. The landfall process has begun. It will continue for the next few hours. Gujarat, brace yourself right now. This will be the worst over the next few hours of Cyclone Biparjoy. Let's get you an update coming in right now from the Met Department.
ये थोड़ा से ज़्यादा टाइम लेगा पूरा साइक्लोन का वॉल क्लाउड और आई रीजन लैंड पर जाने के लिए, इसलिए क्योंकि ये साइक्लोन रिलेटिवली थोड़ा से धीरे चल रहा है।
सर, आपने वॉल क्लाउड का बार बार जिक्र करे, आम लोगों की भाषा में अगर समझाएं तो वॉल क्लाउड क्या होता है, जो पिछला हिस्सा क्या होता है, ये आम लोग समझना चाहेंगे सर आपसे।
अभी जैसे आप देख रहे हैं ये रडार भुज है
जी,
रडार भुज का ये जो क्लाउड मास आप देख रहे हैं इसको वॉल क्लाउड बोलते हैं
जी सर।
और ये वॉल क्लाउड धीरे धीरे आप जैसे एनिमेशन में देख रहे हैं अप्रोच कर रहे हैं सौराष्ट्र कच्छ का कोस्टल पार्ट को। जैसे ऑलरेडी हमारा जो द्वारिका डिस्ट्रिक्ट है और कच्छ डिस्ट्रिक्ट है वहाँ वॉल क्लाउड रीजन टच करके आगे बढ़ रहा है। सेम चीजें यहाँ आप सैटेलाइट एनिमेशन में देख सकते हैं। जैसे ये आई है और ये जो क्लाउड है इसको वॉल क्लाउड बोलते हैं। जो आई की सराउंडिंग होता है वो बहुत तेज क्लाउड होता है, 15 किलोमीटर हाइट होता है, बहुत सारे बारिश वहाँ होता है। कोई वॉल क्लाउड रीजन यही रीजन है जहाँ सबसे डिस्ट्रक्शन दिखाई देता है, वही रीजन पे सबसे मैक्सिमम विंड होता है, वही रीजन पे सबसे मैक्सिमम रेनफॉल होता है और वही रीजन पे मैक्सिमम विंड होते की वजह से स्टॉर्म सर्च भी वही रीजन में ज्यादा होता है। तो इसे आप जैसे यहाँ देख रहे हैं सैटेलाइट पिक्चर से कि बहुत डेंस कन्वेक्टिव क्लाउड अभी कच्छ और द्वारिका जैसे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में एंटर कर चुके हैं, इसलिए हम बोल रहे हैं कि लैंडफॉल प्रोसेस शुरू हो चुका है।
जो केंद्र बिंदु की बात आप कहते हैं उसका आकार क्या होगा? आप कह रहे हैं कि केंद्र बिंदु बड़ा, उसका आकार क्या होगा? कुल आकार 700 किलोमीटर।
साइक्लोन का जो केंद्र है इसको आई बोला जाता है और ये जो आई आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ इसका डायमीटर है लगभग 50 किलोमीटर। सो ये जो स्पीड पे चल रहा है अभी जैसे 13-14 किलोमीटर स्पीड में अभी आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, इसलिए कम्प्लीटली आई वॉल क्लाउड पूरा अंदर जाने के लिए लगभग 5 घंटा लग जाएगा।
और सर उस वक्त
इसीलिए हम बोल रहे हैं मिडनाइट तक ये पूरी साइक्लोन का जो आई रीजन है और आई वॉल यानी वॉल क्लाउड है वो लैंड पे आ जाएगा।
और उस वक्त विंड की रफ्तार कितनी होगी सर जब आई टकराएगा तट से?
जब आई टकराएगा आई की रीजन में तो फॉर टाइम बिंग स्मॉल पीरियड के लिए काम विंड हो जाता है, मगर जब आई वॉल एंटर करता है तब सबसे ज्यादा विंड होता है। सो जहां आई टकराएगा यानी जखौ के आसपास जो एरिया है जहां आई पास करेगा पहले फॉरवर्ड सेक्टर ऑफ द आई वॉल आएगा और तब विंड स्पीड बढ़ते हुए 115 to 125 kmph हो सकता है। फिर जब आई पास कर जाएगा फिर रेयर सेक्टर साइक्लोन का आएगा, तो फिर जब 1 घंटे के लिए कि आधा घंटे के लिए जो विंड स्पीड कम हो गया होगा फिर विंड स्पीड बढ़ेगा और 115 to 125 kmph फिर विंड आ सकता है। मैं आपको ये से एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ। जब अभी ये वॉल क्लाउड अप्रोच कर रहा है कच्छ कोस्ट की तरफ, यहाँ भी विंड स्पीड बढ़ रहा है और ये विंड स्पीड का डायरेक्शन यही होता है कि ईस्टर्ली डायरेक्शन से जाकर वेस्ट की तरफ विंड जा रहा है। अभी जैसे ये मूव करके यहाँ तक आ जाएगा लैंडफॉल के टाइम, तब यहाँ विंड कम हो जाएगा, नहीं तो वेरी स्लो हो जाएगा विंड, जैसे 5 to 10 kmph। इसके बाद ये जो रियर सेक्टर है ये रियर सेक्टर यहाँ आएगा, फिर हेवी रेन शुरू होगा और फिर स्ट्रांग विंड भी शुरू होगा। इसीलिए जब ये आई पास कर रहा होगा तब यानी कभी भी कोई भी व्यक्ति ये महसूस करे कि ऑल ऑफ ए सडन बारिश बंद हो गया, नहीं तो ऑल ऑफ ए सडन विंड बहुत कम हो गया, ये मत सोचिए कि साइक्लोन डिसिपेट हो गया। मगर साइक्लोन का आई आपका रीजन ऊपर जा रहे हैं, ये बड़ा डिस्ट्रक्टिव है, आपको वेट करना है जब तक इंडिया मेट्रोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट ये नहीं बोला है कि साइक्लोन कंप्लीटली अंदर चला। आप सेफ प्लेसेस में रहिए, साइक्लोन शेल्टर के अंदर रहिए, बाहर मत आइए।
सर क्लाउड वॉल और आई का जो जिक्र किया, कितने घंटे तक लगभग ये कच्छ और जखाऊ के इस रीजन में रहेगा, इसका इम्पैक्ट क्या होगा, कितने सेंटीमीटर जो रेनफॉल है आप वो एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं?
यही बात मैं बार बार बोल रहा हूँ, 5 घंटे मिडनाइट तक इसका असर रहेगा पूरा आई वॉल आई पास करने के लिए। और इसमें हैवी टू वेरी हैवी रेनफॉल होने के साथ साथ कहाँ एक्सट्रीमली हैवी रेनफॉल यानी 20 सेंटीमीटर से ज्यादा बारिश हो सकता है। और इसके साथ साथ जैसे यहाँ विंड ऐसे जा रहे हैं, अभी साउथ से नॉर्थ विंड टकरा रहे हैं कच्छ में, वहाँ समुद्र का जो पानी है टाइडल वेव के हिसाब से जो लो लाइंग एरिया है कच्छ में और द्वारिका में या मोरबी में और जामनगर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में, यहाँ इनंडेशन कर सकता है। और सबसे ज्यादा इनंडेशन कच्छ एरिया में हो सकता है जब ये पास करेगा। और हमारा पूर्वानुमान जो है वो है 2 से 3 मीटर हाइट का सामुद्रिक लहर आ सकता है और इनंडेशन करा सकता है।
सर, आपने कहा कि जब केंद्र बिंदु पास होगा, जो आई है 50 किलोमीटर जिसका डायमीटर आपने बताया, तो वो जब पारित करता है तो उसका एक सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट फीचर ये है कि तब हवाएं कम चलेंगी या बारिश नहीं होगी। वो कितना, उसका डायमीटर क्या होगा जो आप कह रहे हैं जब ये आई
एरिया कितना होगा?
देखिए, साइक्लोन मूव कर रहा है ना, जब ये तट को टकराएगा ऑल ऑफ ए सडन जो अभी हैवी रेन और स्ट्रांग विंड चल रहा है वो कम हो जाएगा। तो इससे महसूस होगा कि ये आई आ रहा है अभी, और ये आई मूव करने के लिए जब डायरेक्ट जखाऊ के पास आप देखेंगे लगभग 2 घंटा लग सकता है कंप्लीट आई जाने के लिए, कि 1 घंटा लग सकता है। फिर इसका जो रियर सेक्टर है, जो आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ, ये फिर आ जाएगा कच्छ डिस्ट्रिक्ट के ऊपर। और जब फिर रियर सेक्टर आएगा, फिर विंड डायरेक्शन जो अभी ईस्ट से वेस्ट विंड था, अभी विंड वेस्ट से ईस्ट हो जाएगा, मैंने ऑपोजिट विंड हो जाएगा। सो जो पेड़ पहले घिर नहीं रहा था, अभी वो पेड़ घिर जाएगा। जो मकान टूटा नहीं था, अभी वो मकान टूट जाएगा, क्योंकि अभी ऑपोजिट विंड से सेम स्पीड से विंड आ रहा है, इसीलिए जैसे धक्का लगता है, इसलिए इसका नुकसान हो सकता है।
इसलिए जब आई
जो एरिया में आई पास कर रहे हैं वहाँ 2 बार आई वॉल आ रहे हैं, इसलिए वो एरिया सबसे ज्यादा खतरनाक है और डेंजरस है।
तस्वीरों में जो दिखता है सर, गोल साइक्लोन जिस तरीके से मूव करता है, उसी को आप कह रहे हैं आई, वही सबसे ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट है।
मैं आपको आई दिखा रहा हूँ ना यहाँ, ये आई है, जहाँ आप व्हाइट दिखाई दे रहे हैं ना सर्कुलर, वो आई है। ये जो रीजन आप देख रहे हैं ये आई वॉल है।
सर, आपने ये भी कहा कि जब केंद्र बिंदु आएगा तो हवाएं नहीं चलेंगी, बारिश कम हो जाएंगी, और दूसरी तरफ ये भी कह रहे हैं कि बहुत हवाएं, रफ्तार सबसे ज्यादा, तो ये क्या कंफ्यूजन है?
जब आई आएगा, आई जिस एरिया के ऊपर होगा, तब ऑल ऑफ ए सडन आपका विंड स्पीड कम हो जाएगा, बारिश भी कम हो जाएगा 1 घंटे के लिए, नहीं तो 1.5 घंटे के लिए। इसके बाद फिर जो पिछला हिस्सा आएगा साइक्लोन का, फिर ऑल ऑफ ए सडन आपका बारिश तेज होगा, हेवी रेन होगा, फिर विंड बढ़ेगा। इसलिए 2 बार जो एरिया जहां आई क्रॉस करेगा, माने सेंटर क्रॉस करेगा, वहां 2 बार ऐसे स्ट्रांग विंड एंड हेवी रेन देखने को मिलेगा।
सर, आपने कहा कि अभी 70 किलोमीटर दूर जखाऊ पोर्ट या उस तट के से है वो, तो वहां पे पहुंचने में भी कितना टाइम उसके सेंटर को लगेगा?
देखिए, जैसे पूरा जाने के लिए 5 घंटा लगेगा मैं बोल रहा हूँ, सो सेंटर एग्जैक्टली जाने के लिए 2.5 घंटा लगेगा।
सर, कितना स्ट्रक्चर डैमेज आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि आप जिस तरह की कंडीशन बता रहे हैं उससे सबसे ज्यादा डैमेज कोस्टल लाइन पे रहने वाले लोगों के घर और जो बाकी जो स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं उनको होगा, तो किस तरीके की हिदायत दी गई है फर्दर?
देखिए, हमारा जो पूर्वानुमान है वो अभी भी जारी है। जो विंड स्पीड बोला था वही विंड स्पीड हम बोल रहे हैं, इसलिए जो स्ट्रक्चरल डैमेज होगा हम पहले बोले थे, अभी वो जारी है।
पाथ में कोई चेंजेस नहीं है, वही पाथ है जो
बात वही है जब जखाऊ के आसपास क्रॉस करके हम बोले थे, हम भी अभी यही एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि कराची और मांडवी के बीच में जखाऊ के आसपास ये तट को पार करेगा।
सर, अभी आप बोल रहे हैं कि आई ऑफ द साइक्लोन में स्पीड 50 किलोमीटर पर आ रही है।
साइक्लोन का जो फॉरवर्ड मूवमेंट का स्पीड है लगभग 12 to 15 किलोमीटर पर आवर है।
बट आई ऑफ द साइक्लोन व्हेन जब वो हिट करता है कोस्ट पे, देन इन द आफ्टरमैथ सबसे ज्यादा डैमेज होता है, क्योंकि पीछे से जो विंड्स है वो आती है और फिर हवा टकराते हैं 2 डायरेक्शन।
इसका मतलब नहीं कि आफ्टरमाथ जो आता है इसमें ज्यादा विंड स्पीड होता है। आप एक पकड़ लीजिए, एक बैम्बो है यहाँ, फॉर एग्जाम्पल बैम्बो स्टिक है, आप इसको निकालना चाहते हैं, आप क्या करते हैं, इससे झुकते हैं ऐसे, फिर ऐसे झुकते हैं ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में, जैसे कि सॉइल के साथ वो जो जुड़े हुए हैं जैसे लूज हो जाए और आप निकाल सकते हैं बैम्बो को। यही होता है। जो पेड़ है, पेड़ अभी जब फॉरवर्ड सेक्टर आ रहे, इससे वेस्ट विंड ब्लो हो रहा है, तब पेड़ वेस्ट की तरफ बेंडिंग होगा, मगर शायद गिरेगा नहीं। मगर जब रियर सेक्टर आएगा और विंड डायरेक्शन चेंज हो जाएगा वेस्ट से ईस्ट, सो फिर वो पेड़ ईस्ट की तरफ बेंडिंग होगा। इस तरह जो पेड़ फॉरवर्ड सेक्टर में नहीं घिरा होगा, शायद रियर सेक्टर जब आएगा तब गिर सकता है। ऐसे ही हालत हो सकता है टेलीफोन पोल्स, इलेक्ट्रिक पोल्स,
इसलिए जब आई ऑफ द स्टॉर्म
इसीलिए जो एरिया में आई जाएगा उस एरिया में ज्यादा डैमेज हो सकता है। यानी जो 50 किलोमीटर से 100 किलोमीटर जो डिस्टेंस है, जैसे जखाऊ के पास जाएगा तो जखाऊ से 50-100 किलोमीटर दूर तक दोनों साइड पे ऐसे डिजास्टर सिचुएशन देखने को मिल सकता है। दैट इज द मैक्सिमम विंड स्पीड व्हाट वी प्रेडिक्टेड, वो है 115 to 125 kmph, गस्टिंग टू 140 kmph। गस्टिनेस सभी जगह में नहीं होगा, कहीं कहीं 140 kmph गस्टिनेस में मैक्सिमम विंड हो सकता है। वो टेम्पररी विंड होता है, इट इज नॉट सस्टेन्ड विंड
होता है। हाईएस्ट विंड साइक्लोन के 4 घंटे लैंडफॉल चल रहा है, तो विंड स्पीड जो आप बोल रहे हैं 115 to 125, गस्टिंग टू 140, नॉर्मली किस समय में होता है वो 4 घंटे के लैंडफॉल प्रोसेस के दौरान?
देखिए, जब फॉरवर्ड सेक्टर में चल रहा है तब तो विंड ज्यादा होगा, तब लैंड इंटरेक्शन भी शुरू हो जाएगा, सो धीरे धीरे वीकनिंग भी शुरू होगा। सो पहला पीरियड में ज्यादा विंड स्पीड रहेगा। थैंक यू।
टिक टैक करेंगे
All right, viewers, that's the latest news break that we are getting in right now. Cyclone Biparjoy has made landfall. What we are expecting is winds up to about 115 to 130 kilometers per hour. The landfall has begun. We're also given to understand, and we're going to play that reaction of the Met Department, that the landfall will actually continue in terms of the maximum brunt of the storm would be felt from now on till midnight. The landfall will continue till midnight. Maximum impact on the coastline of Gujarat, the Kutch region, is what we have been given to understand. Cyclone Biparjoy landfall has begun. That's what we are confirming in Kutch shortly. In just about the next 20 minutes, the cyclone will make landfall, will continue till about midnight. The wind speeds set to touch 130 kilometers per hour. It's a severe cyclone. It weakened through the course of the day, but having said that, the IMD as well as the NDRF wants to leave nothing to chance. What we are given to understand is that once the eye, which still hasn't made landfall, hits, the storm will weaken, or in terms of at least for a short while. The winds will ebb, but will pick up once again as the eye moves into mainland. The landfall will continue till midnight. Already heavy rainfall is lashing the Gujarat coastline. Now this is the peripheral of the eye, and the peripheral of the eye is the one which actually brings maximum damage in its wake. Where the eye is, it's relatively way calmer. So once the eye moves in completely, at least for a brief while, where the Gujarat Kutch coastline is concerned, we are going to see a dip in terms of the wind speed, but will pick up again as the entire eye moves into the mainland. Right now, what the coast of Gujarat is witnessing is the peripheral area of the eye, the wind speed touching 130 kilometers per hour. If it is 130 kilometers per hour, it's still manageable. It's a severe storm, but not a very severe storm as was being calculated till early this morning or late last night. The storm has weakened. There's nothing to worry about. 130 kilometers per hour in terms of what the wind speed is being gauged is, as per the Met Department, right now will not lead to much damage, is what we have been given to understand at least. I want to cut across to my colleague Brijesh, who is joining us from Dwarka. Brijesh, take us through the latest. The landfall has begun. At least the periphery of the eye right now making landfall. One of the main reasons why winds would be at maximum speed up to 130 kilometers per hour. Over to you, Brijesh.
See, right now the structure has collapsed of this hotel where we are staying. So this is the situation after the wind speed of 70 to 80 kilometers right now. So this is the severity, or this is the impact of the cyclone Biparjoy, which is reaching towards the Gujarat coast. So this is the situation, and these are the proof that how it will damage, or what are the casualty will happen, or how it's going to damage the properties of the Kutch or in the Kutch. So this is the situation right now where the cyclone is just 100 kilometers away from the Gujarat coast, and it's difficult to stand here, but still I'm trying to show you the visuals of the structure that has collapsed at the hotel right now. This is the this is just in front of the sea, and the breeze is going on, rain is there, everything is happening at this moment while the cyclone is 100 kilometers away.
I'm going to ask you right now to move towards safety, because understandably the landfall has begun. These are visuals that are fairly dramatic. What you just saw right now, a temporary roof, a tarpaulin roof being completely ripped away. Brijesh, over to you. Talk us through the visuals, but do find yourself a safe spot.
Definitely, Preeti, but this is a severe situation right now here. The cable has broken, and all the electric poles are just at the risk because of this heavy and gutsy wind. So this kind of situation normally occurs when the heavy wind is there. So still the other part of the structure, they are trying to removing it from here. The damage cannot be more than this, because these are the glasses. The door of the glass doors are there, so that's why they are removing the structure right now. So the effect is very much here. The cyclone is those 100 kilometers away, but government has tried to get all the possible steps that government is trying to take, all the possible steps, so that cannot be the damage cannot be more than that. So this is the thing right now here. Everyone is trying to get their home, but the advisory has been issued for the people. So people are staying at their home. People have to stay at home for the next couple of days. But I'm still, this structure is still there, and they are trying to remove. So still it is the.
Stay with me. I'm going to come right back to you. We're going to cut across to our other reporters as well. But we are going full screen, full frame with the first impact of landfall. It's come near Morbi. These are the visuals that are streaming right now for our viewers. And to take our viewers through the latest that is coming in the landfall of tropical cyclone Biparjoy has started. It will continue till about midnight is what we have been given to understand. Wind speed right now of about 130 kilometers. Rainfall has started. One can understand the severity in terms of this storm by the visuals that are streaming in. However, having said that, we just heard the Met Department. They've allayed fear, saying very clearly it's no longer a very severe storm, but still will fall in the severe storm category. If everyone remains indoors in safe spaces, there will hopefully be minimal damage to life and property. Let's also get you visuals coming in from Mumbai. Even though the maximum impact is being faced by the Gujarat coastline as well as Pakistan coastline, which borders Gujarat. Visuals coming in from Mumbai as well. Mumbai witnessing huge amounts of rain as well as winds there. But this is Morbi. That's the first place in Gujarat where the severe cyclonic storm has made landfall with the wind speed of 130 kilometers per hour. The eye of the storm is supposed to pass through Jakhau port. Right now, the peripheral of the eye is has made landfall, and that is why the maximum gusts of wind and impact is seen. Once the eye moves in, we'll see a sense of calm, but that sense of calm then once again as the eye passes over will begin with picking up of wind speed and rain. Cutting across to Gopi Manyar joining us from Morbi right now. Gopi, over to you. All right, we'll cut across to Gopi, who is in Morbi, getting us the latest in a short while from now. We still have Brijesh, who's not very far away where Gopi is there. Brijesh, what are you witnessing? Over to you. Everybody, I hope, is safely evacuated in safe places. But you were saying the last time around that there is a sense, of panic for a brief while when the electricity cable started to snap.
Pretty everyone has been evacuated from the low-lying area. There are more than 1 lakh people have been evacuated from the 8 districts. The highest evacuation is from the Kutch district, where more than 50,000 people have been evacuated. See the effect of the wind. I want to show you that people are barely able to stand. So this is the situation. We reporters are facing the problem. The same issue with the normal people. They are getting the right now. It is the wind is having the speed of the wind is that no one able to stand here. This is the effect of the cyclone, which is going to be hit the Kutch. Though there are still time left for the landfall. The cyclone will landfall at Jakhau. So this is a severe impact that is getting here in Dwarka. The wind speed is more than 70-80 kilometers per hour, which is going to be increased to the 120 kilometers per hour. So this is right now the situation from the ground zero, where the effect of the cyclone is much more than the expected one. So
Brijesh, can you get us a sense? Can you show us around on? Can you get us a sense of the place that you're at? Can your camera person pan and show us the area around you in Dwarka?
Right now I'm at Dwarka, near the Dwarka beach. So I would ask my cameraman to show you the visuals of the hotel we are staying. So this is the hotel, and the same. This is a residential area right now here, where people are staying at their home. They are not supposed to go outside home. So still they are looking after every situation here, happening here. So this is the residential area right now here, just near the Dwarka beach. So I would like ask my cameraman to show you the visuals of the beach also, which is rough sea here right now from today morning itself. So this is the overall impact of the Cyclone Biparjoy, which is coming towards Jakhau, and Jakhau will be after a couple of hours. Jakhau will see the total disruption due to the effect of cyclone. So
all right, let's just hope that the destruction doesn't happen, because right now, viewers, we are being given to understand that yes, the wind speed is high, up to 130 kilometers per hour, but it's not going to escalate from here on, is at least the understanding that we are getting. So there's no need to panic, especially for those who are living in these areas where they're in the wake of the maximum impact of this cyclone. I want to cut across right now and just get a sense on what's happening in Maharashtra, Mumbai. Who's joining us from Mumbai is my colleague Mustafa. We're going to cut across to him in just about a minute, because there is impact in Mumbai. Of course, the coastline of Mumbai not facing the full force of the cyclone making landfall in Gujarat. That's where the maximum damage or maximum impact is said to be. But even where Mumbai coastline is concerned, especially in terms of it's populated, it's very dense in terms of construction. There has been a red alert which has been sounded of do's and don'ts, where people who are living on the Mumbai coastline as well. Heavy rain since the course of the morning. Going to cut across to Mustafa, who's joining us right now from Mumbai. Okay, we don't have Mustafa. We're going to try and cut across, but let's continue to get our viewers the latest reactions that are coming in right now. Let's listen in to what the Met Department said just a short while ago, while we continue to relay live visuals as they filter in. Reaction in just a short while from now on. We're going to get to every aspect of the story as it unfolds. Once again, there is no need to panic. Very clearly, the Met Department has stated that the cyclonic storm has now been downgraded from a very severe cyclone to a severe tropical storm. Listen in to what the Met Department said a short while ago.
This is now located about 70 kilometers away from Jakhau port in Arabian Sea. It is moving with a speed of about 15 kilometers per hour. Its wall cloud region in the right forward sector is entering into the coastal districts, and hence the landfall process has commenced over the coastal districts of Saurashtra and Kutch. Strong winds, 60 to 80 kmph, are prevailing along and off the Saurashtra and Kutch districts. It will gradually increase, and it will become 115 to 125 kilometers per hour, gusting to 140 kilometers per hour sometimes. Heavy rainfall is continuing. It will continue, and heavy to extremely heavy rainfall is expected. Tidal wave of 2 to 3 meters will inundate the low-lying areas of these districts surrounding Gulf of Kutch.
All right, let's cut across to my colleague Gopi, who's joining us right now from Morbi. Gopi, over to you. क्या देख रहे हो गोपी अभी, क्योंकि लैंडफॉल शुरू हो गया है, आए अभी तक लैंडफॉल नहीं किया है, पर जो पेरिफेरल एरिया है और उससे मैक्सिमम इम्पैक्ट आता है, क्या विटनेस कर रहे हो गोपी?